What's up, YouTube? Welcome to the channel. I'm Christopher Lee. This is Christopher Lee Shreds. Today I just want to talk about some stuff that I think is overlooked. You know, a lot of these YouTube guitar people are not talking about simple things, which I think are practice. You see some of them talking about it, but the reality is you know, it should be. If I can put my hand somewhere, where did my hand go? It should go without saying that practice doesn't necessarily make perfect, but you need to practice. And I don't even call it practice. It's just, you know, playing. That's all it is. It's just get some more playtime under your belt. You know, even if it's for 20 minutes. That's why these hangers, you know, they're great. You can have your guitar hanging up all day. You decide to pull it off the wall. You play for 10 minutes. You put it back. You know, just seeing them hanging there will make you want to jam on it. So my advice, which I feel like, you know, isn't spoken, is come up with a good routine for playing. What I like to do, because I have so many guitars and I don't want to waste them, you know, I've learned, well, these last few months without being able to buy any new gear or things like that, that I'm really actually pretty much well off. I don't need to buy anything else. I definitely would like a Gibson Les Paul Standard, a PRS S2 McCarty 594, an Ibanez hollow body, and definitely a Heritage ML50 Standard or whatever they're called. Those things are beautiful. So yeah, I do want to complete an insane Les Paul collection. People, it'd be great if I get some sort of cycle going where I could buy gear, sell it, you know, and at this point, if I bought a new guitar, that's probably what I would do with it, is sell it. I don't really have a need for a new guitar. I feel like all my boxes are scratched. The only thing I'm missing is a hollow body, but even a hollow body, you know, that sound you can kind of get without, well, not really, but even then, it's not priority. For the music I play, a hollow body is nice, but not priority. So, what I want to do is just show you what I do for practice. So, you know, let's flip around here. Obviously, the big boy amp is being used right now. And, you know, sometimes you don't want to jam a 100-watt amp at, you know, 4 in the afternoon. Or, you know, even the time frame. Like, sometimes you just don't want to deal with the loudness. So, I have this little guy. Now, this is just a big Bluetooth speaker. I don't know how much they go for. I'm sure they're not cheap, but it's got an auxiliary input, which is great because I can hook up, say, my Pod Express through there, and you know, I've got the left-right inputs, and then you get the auxiliary output. That's like a $10 cord. But with that, you can basically use this like a portable rig. But it's quieter, and you don't need 100 watts for practice. So, you know, as crazy as it sounds, this is enough right there. So, switch it this way. So, you know, that is hold on, I don't like that. Boom. Here we go. Flip it around. So yeah, that is one great idea. Come up with like a small portable rig. They're great, whether you get like a Spark or one of the other, you know, very small amps that are just, you know, portable. There's all kinds of them on the market. You know, you can find something cool, or you could do what I did, is just get a Bluetooth speaker and the Pod Express. You know, if you have a POD or anything that has that kind of capability with a line out. But besides that, you know, all these guitars, I don't want them to get, you know, unused. So there's an app that, oh, this we'll talk about later. This is for the cheap person in your life. You know, this is what you need. But there's an app. It's a spin app for a long time. And the Spin the Wheel app, let me show you. Let's cut to it. Okay. I have all my guitars on one wheel, like Wheel of Fortune. You spin it, and then you get the guitar that you want. You know, whatever guitar it shows, play it. All right, guys, so check it out. Now, what we're doing here is this is my list. You'll see some random lists here, but what we want to see is the guitar list. So on the guitar list, you'll see I have every guitar on there. For now, we'll skip the acoustic. So I have an acoustic. We don't need to put that one on there. So no acoustic. Let's go back to the wheel and let's just spin it. So whatever it lands on, I must oblige. And it landed on the Squire 2 1992 mod. So I must follow the wheel, and it's a great excuse to bust that guitar out. So let's check it out. The wheel has chosen my 1992, my first guitar ever that I have modded. Well, I wouldn't say modded too much. It came with this bridge already, this Wilkinson bridge, the Godo. And, you know, I don't know what I did with the original electronics, so I did have to get a loaded pick guard from Amazon. I needed a new input jack, so I believe that might be new. It is, well, that's loose on the other one, actually. So it should be good on there. I had to get new these guys, but yeah, all in all, the big upgrade was the Fender locking tuners. Those made it so that this thing would hold its tune. It wasn't doing a good job of holding its tune otherwise. I couldn't play longer than like 3 seconds on it without knocking it out. So that makes it fun, you know, because sometimes, you know, if you have multiple guitars, you'd feel like you're wasting, like one guitar always gets neglected. This way, the wheel keeps track of everything, you spin it, and then you go with it. So the wheel chose, let's just do it. So, you know, I would hook it up through here, practice rig. And the only other secret that I will talk about is, you know, jam for about 15-20 minutes. You know, that has a looper pedal in it. Create a loop. Have some fun with it. You know, and then I will go into, you know, more depth on maybe a couple tricks as far as things that I think need to be addressed. Like the art of palm muting. I don't see, you know, if you want to play metal, because I'm a metal-orientated guy, if you want to play metal, you got to learn to palm mute. And I think there's some basic tricks and techniques that, you know, people are either not talking about or overlook or just don't do, which I think maybe will help people. The only other real trick or tip that I have is when you're done playing, just to get into the habit of it, clean your guitar. Some people don't do it. And if you're one of those people, I can't convince you otherwise. So go ahead and leave your grime on there if that's how you like it. If you don't want to clean your guitar, by all means, go ahead. But in the long run, as your guitar ages and gets older, if you clean it, it will last longer. That's just the bottom line. If you don't want to clean it, and you like that grimy patina look, which, you know, it's just dead skin cells and stuff like that, then more power to you. I suggest, though, this is my go-to cleaner. Secret weapon. Dr. Duck, the Axe Wax. It's string lube. As you can see, it's for all musical instruments. And, you know, the good thing about it is you can use it on your strings. It's organic. And then right here, this is the part I like the best. It says, do the entire instrument. Body, headstock, fretboard, pickguard, tuning keys, all of it. And I can say from experience, that is what you should do. Dr. Duck here, since I first started playing guitar, someone gave me this as, I think, a gift. Bundled it in with all my stuff. Bundled, you know. Sorry, I got the worst dry mouth right now. Ugh, I don't know why. There we go. So much better. Sometimes you gotta wet the old whistle. So yeah, Dr. Duck is my secret weapon. It'll make your strings last longer. And it's a two method system here. All you need is 2 rags. One, you're gonna want to dedicate to the duck. So I have this blue rag that, you know, it's almost like a different thickness and consistency because it's had so much. So, you know, you got your rag that you're always going to put one or 2 drops. Basically, I open it, I pour it, and that's it. You know, I would demonstrate it. Maybe we'll do that on a different guitar. I'll go ahead and demonstrate it on one that I know needs a good cleaning. But this is your rag that you're going to basically wipe your entire instrument down with. and you'll feel like a layer of grime or grease, if you know, and then you're gonna want to buff that layer off. That's where the clean rag, or the relatively clean rag that, you know, doesn't ever see direct droplets, that's where this guy comes in. So real quick, and pick an instrument. I'll show you how to do it real quick. It's pretty self-explanatory, but you'd be surprised what a difference it does. So let me find a guitar that needs it. All right, guys. So I went ahead and it's not the filthiest because I did clean it not too long ago, but as an example, we'll clean it again. And that's the good thing about the Dr. Duck is you really don't need to use it too often. You know, it's not like a darkener. It's not going to purposely darken your rosewood board, but it will moisturize it to the point where you can tell that it's been done. So we'll go ahead and do it together real quick. And like I said, I'm just going to show you the basics here. You want to just take one drop. That's really all you need. I don't even squeeze the bottle. I just pour it out. Boom. Maybe two. We'll go two. There you go. And kind of let it soak in. And the first part you'll want to do is your board. And just go in between the grooves, in between the strings. You don't need to focus too much on it. And this stuff does last a long time. One little drop, or a couple drops on here, and you can get your whole guitar done. So like I said, you want to have this rag on standby. But you're just going to go ahead and wipe the board down good, get those strings all the way. I do the hardware and the plastics, the pickups. I go right in between them and get them. And then you want to flip it. Sorry, I should have. And to do the back of the headstock. I should have something to rest it on, but usually I'm just holding it when I do this. So, but you know, right now I'm in an awkward position because I'm showing you guys. So, the back of the body, and again, you'll see a layer of gunk or like a film. It creates like a filmy layer, you know, but it's good for the guitar. So let's go ahead and do the sides, all the sides of the guitar, the heel joints. We're going to get the whole shebang, and then of course let's get the front. And this is a satin finish guitar, so doing this kind of, I guess, wears some of that finish off. If that's a big deal for people, then don't do satin guitars. I don't know. I don't really care. I actually like the parts that are polished up. I prefer a shiny finish. Let's see. But yeah, you can get all the little spots and grime off, and then you go back in for your board. Let's get the headstock in between. Get those tuning pegs. Watch out. These things are sharp. Strings are sharp, and you will hurt yourself. So now we've got the back, all the in-betweens. Oops. And back here. And you'll notice this thing has still got a lot of absorption on there. I mean, you could just walk up to another guitar and continue to use it. It's still working even on this one. And this one's kind of dry too. It could have used. But this particular RG always does. This Laurel fretboard or whatever it is, it's Jatoba. The Jatoba is always so thirsty. Yeah, I could have probably done this one as well. But look, you can see, even here, you can see the parts where it's still getting it. Like I said, just move the strings, get in between, you know, and then boom, instantly you got a darker board. And it's going to nourish it. Like I said, it's not, you know, some people might want to buy, there's a lot of products on there. This is what I use, because it's such a little amount that we're using, you know. Whoops daisy, don't spill on the bed. Such a small amount. I've done, you know, this bottle here will last me 5, 6, a year. I've had it last a year or two. And I have all these guitars. You know, you saw the wheel. So, but yes, now on to the next step. And it's kind of good that I let it sit for a second. But yeah, the next step is to buff out that little layer of grease, that little buffiness that we did. So get in between here. And you just want to wipe it so that when you touch it, you're not slipping and sliding and full of like that like film. It creates like a filmy layer. So we're just taking that filmy layer right off. And yeah, you can tell here, this part here has been naturally buffed out just because that's where my arm rests. Or anyone's arm, really. If you're using a guitar, normal points of impact where your hand would touch is where satin finishes would buff out. But let's flip her over. And yeah, you can. The good part is you know, it's okay for the plastics. It's okay for maple boards, even though some people are against it. I've been doing, you know, my 7-string over there. That's got a bird eye maple. I've been doing that one like this forever. So, oops, wrong one. Don't want to do that. So, and you know, you can get crazy with a Q-tip. You can get real crazy. I just kind of do a quick one over, and because it's gonna last. It's gonna last, and we're basically done, man. So yeah, that is what I recommend. You don't have, you know, I would be doing it with, you know, whatever guitar I just practiced with, but I just wanted to give you a demonstration and not like waste it. But now for my only tips and tricks, a couple tips and tricks that I would like to show some of you beginner guys out there with palm muting and power chords. So let's get it. Check it out. My only real tips and tricks that I'd like to give in this quick little lesson here, and not take up too much time because the video's already been long about me rambling about cleaning guitars and getting into rhythms and routines. But what I think is essential is your right hand. A lot of people want to chug, they want to be metal, but they're not giving their right hand what it needs. What I do is, you know, obviously you don't want big motions. You don't want to sit there and try to chug like this. You need to keep your hand, what I do is I keep it planted. I do the pinky, I rest my pinky on the pickguard. So rest your pinky on the pickguard, and then kind of think of your hand as like a hinge. So what we're doing is just a... I'm in a weird position right now, but that's the idea. I don't even think about it as lifting my hand up so much as that I'm pushing down on my pinky, and it's kind of a, you know, my hand is become a hinge, kind of like when you do a vibrato. You know, the vibrato technique is your hand becomes a door, at least the B.B. King way. If you want to go Eric Clapton or Dimebag, you wildly move it like that. But B.B. King would rest his thumb, anchor his thumb, and then wherever your index or middle or whatever finger, you should practice with all fingers, but whatever finger you're using, you kind of rotate like a door on a hinge. So that's the vibrato technique. I kind of look at it the same with my right hand. So and, you know, again, wherever you feel comfortable with. If that's, you know, you can work up your speed. I started with, you know, simples. Just, you know, maybe like pick like an old Easy Metallica song. Or something like that. But, you know, just some simple rhythm to help you get the idea of it. And then you can work up your speed. So, work up your speed to the point where you're doing, you know, double time. work on doing, power chords in different positions. And, go from the E to A. All right, so the other trick, or I guess not even really a trick, but just technique that I would recommend is, especially if you're going to play guitar, at least in my position, I felt like this was huge. If you're playing long sessions, you're playing, practicing with your band, for longer than 30 minutes to an hour, you're going to have, of course you're there to build up dexterity and things like that, but if you're doing power chords like this, just... If you're using your ring finger and your pointer finger for every chord, I mean, some people are very comfortable doing that, but it kind of forces you, unless you're doing bar chords, it kind of forces you to neglect your pinky, to tuck it in, and then eventually your hand's gonna like cramp up. Like that's not a normal, natural way of doing a power chord. And I challenge you to look at James Hetfield, Dave Mustaine, pretty much just about every guitar player I can think of. Like, if you really watch the way they play, they're using a power chord like this. I just lay my hand directly on the board, and as your hand just naturally lays, you notice that you're already there. You don't need to do anything. Your ring finger and your pinky are already in a power chord position just by the way that your hand naturally lays. So I always encourage people to play power chords like this. Just give it a shot. I mean, unless you're doing spider chords, which are not natural for me either. Only Dave Mustaine does those all the time. But the reason Dave Mustaine does those is so that he can quickly just do a down and up stroke and hit two power chords. Because if you did that, without using the spider chord, it wouldn't work. And he'll go up and down the whole fretboard with it. Very tricky. But I digress. I mean, it's a great practice move for your pinky to work up that dexterity. But I mean, we're talking Dimebag Darrell. Every guitar player that I truly love and enjoy, when you really watch how they play, it's there's times where they're using their ring finger and their pointer finger, but a lot of it is pointer and pinky. So. Like, maybe if you're doing, like, one of these. Sure. Use your your ring finger for those pull-offs. But, otherwise, I mean, there's just not too many other occasions I would suggest practicing with your pinky and your it'll change how you play the guitar, as far as it's just so much less work on your left hand. So that's all I got for you for today. We'll work on some other techniques or tricks that I might think are valuable in the future to show you guys, but for now, I think that is the main thing. These videos keep cutting out on me. Technical issues. But that's it. That's all I got for you. I would suggest just practicing, and the whole point of this video is to, show you the wheel. If you got a lot of guitars, the wheel is great. It's going to make sure that you don't neglect some of those guitars because, nothing feels dumber than having an army of guitars and then a bunch of them get ignored. And I get that. Some people go through phases. But with the wheel, even if you spend 20 to 30 minutes a day on each guitar and then spin the wheel again, it's going to help you're practicing, and it's going to help you feel like you're not neglecting those guitars, because guitars aren't cheap, and if you have a collection, it's good to take care of your collection. So the wheel, and then of course the Dr. Duck, my secret tip of Dr. Duck, it's great for the entire guitar, not just your fretboard, and one bottle will last you a long, long time, especially when you compare it to some of the other products where you got to really use a lot of it. So the wheel, the duck, and of course power chords with your pinky and palm muting with your pinky. Today was all pinky tricks. So your right hand pinky and your left hand pinky. Don't ignore them. They're your friends. And as long as you, practice, you'll find that, it becomes easier. I think those are huge, valuable tricks, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe and keep playing.